Okay, salam sejahtera dan good morning to everyone. Welcome to the program of Smart Way to Success. This is slot 7 that we are going to discuss chapter 1, number system, and chapter 2, that is equations, inequalities, and absolute values. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so class, for the objective of the next lesson, you all should be able to master the technique of solving complex number, the equations of the indices, surd and logarithms, and master the techniques of solving for inequalities, and also the methods of solving the absolute values. For this slot, we will concentrate for the 4 subtopic only, that is complex number in the chapter 1. Then for chapter 2, we will concentrate in the basic equation, basic inequalities, and also the absolute values. The objective of the Smart Ways to Success is to enhance the skill of solving mathematics questions among matriculation students for PSPM. In order to achieve this objective, Madam going to apply the Poyer's problem-solving technique in the discussion. For the Poyer's problem-solving technique, we will have 4 steps. The first step is understanding. We need to understand the question. What is the question asking about? Then for the second step, it is planning. We need to plan. Choose the correct method to solve the problem. Then for the third step is show the solution step by step. We do it. Then please don't jump the step, because for mathematics, the marks will be given according to the step that we show. Then for the last one is checking. We use Symbolab to help us to check the answer. Symbolab is the powerful tools to help us in learning mathematics. It is a free tools, so we need to fully utilize it. It is a virtual teacher for us. It helps us to get the step-by-step solution and also the correct final answer. Okay, so class, can you please tell Madam what is your aim for mathematics in PSPM? Come on, tell Madam. For Google Meet student, you just on your mic and tell Madam. For the YouTube Live participants, you just type in the comment there. What is your aim for mathematics, class? Can you hear me? What is your aim for mathematics? No response, class?
I want A for mathematics.
A for mathematics, good. You need to voice it out, okay? So I'm very sure every one of you aim for the best one. Same for Madam. Madam also aims for the best one for all the participants here. Okay, so let us work for it. Our dream will come true at the beginning of the year 2021. Okay, it is around the corner. Are you ready for your PSPM class? Nervous or not for the PSPM?
Ready.
Ready.
Nervous.
Ready,
Not
nervous,
ready.
not ready.
Nervous.
Okay, never mind. You just follow our program. Our program, Smart Way to Success, will be the best guidance for you to do the revision in mathematics. Okay, we we will guide the student to get a flying colors result in PSPM. Then we are going to focus on the topic that will be tested in the exam for the PSPM. Then we also do the analyze for the subtopic that frequently tested in the PSPM. We are going to help the student to focus and jump on the subtopic that frequently are tested in the PSPM. So just share and join our Telegram channel with your friend. Then please remember to like and subscribe our Smart Way to Success YouTube channel and follow our Telegram channel. Okay, class. Your support will give us the motivation to continue the program for the second semester. Okay, so let us look at the complex number. For the chapter 1, we are going to concentrate on the subtopic of complex number only. Do you know why? because from the analysis of the previous PSPM, only the complex number, the subtopic of the complex number is tested, okay, during the exam. Then for the complex number, we have the Cartesian form z equals to a plus bi. Then we have the polar form, that is z equals to r cos theta I sin theta. Okay, to solve the question of the complex number in the polar form, we need to remember the three criteria. That is the formula for the complex number, z equals to r cos theta plus I sin theta. This one you need to memorize it. Then we need to know how to determine the modulus of the z, okay, that is r. Modulus z equals to square root of a square plus b square, where our a is a real part, the number from the real part, b is the number from the imaginary part. Then next we need to know how to determine the argument of the z, theta, that is arctangent b over a. Then the formula for the argument of a complex number depends on the quadrant of the complex number, which quadrant that the complex number in. For example, for the first quadrant, the formula to get the argument, it is arctangent b over a. The example for the complex number that is in the first quadrant, it is z equals to 1 plus 2i, where our a is 1, b is 2, okay, both are positive value. For the x-axis here, it is the value for the real number. For the y-axis here, it is the value for the imaginary part. Okay, then for the second quadrant, the formula to determine the argument, that is arctangent b over a plus pi. Then the example for the complex number that is in the second quadrant is negative 1 plus 2i, where our a is a negative value. Okay, for the x here is negative value, for the y here is the positive value. Then for the third quadrant, the formula to determine the argument is arctangent b over a minus pi. So the formula only change the sign of plus and minus in front of the pi. Then the example for the complex number is z equals to negative 1, negative 2i. Then for the fourth quadrant, the formula to determine the argument is negative arctangent b over a. The formula seems like the first quadrant, only add the negative sign in front of the arctangent. Then the example is z equals to 1 minus 2i. Okay, our a is positive 1, b is negative 2. Then class, you need to notice that the bracket is for b over a is a bracket, not the modulus. It is a bracket. That means if your a is negative 1, b is negative 2, you also need to write down like this. Arctangent b is negative 2, a is negative 1. We consider the negative sign, minus pi. Okay, this is the formula to determine the argument of a complex number for the polar form. You need to memorize the formula for each quadrant. Okay, now let us look at the example 1. Example 1 asks us to represent the complex number on Argand diagram. This is the Argand diagram. Find its modulus and the argument. Modulus is the value of r and the argument, that is the theta. Express the complex number in polar form. The formula for the polar form of a complex number. So madam only show you the part A. Part A, we have our A is 2, B is 4. So it is in the first quadrant. First of all, we need to determine the modulus, okay, the modulus of the z. So we use the formula square root of a square plus b square. Then we simplify it, we will get 2 sub 5. Then next is we are going to determine the argument. The argument, it is in the first quadrant. So the formula is arctangent b over a. Remember to set the calculator in the radian mode to determine the argument. So the answer is 1.107 radian. After that, for the final answer, we write down in the polar form. This is the formula for the polar form. We need to memorize it. Then we just substitute our R with 2/5. Theta is 1.107. Okay, so Madam only discussed for the part A. Part B, C, and D, same method to solve it. Then that one is for your self-learning. Okay, now we are going to master the technique of solving the complex number. How to solve the question about the complex number. This question is the previous examination question for the session 2009 and 2010 for our PSPM. Given a complex number z equals to a plus bi, which satisfy the equation z squared equals to 8 plus 6i. Find all the possible value of z. We are going to find out the possible value of z. Hence, express z in polar form. Polar form. Okay. So, we use the theory requires of solving question. Follow the 4 steps. First step, second step, third step, and the fourth step. For the first step, we need to understand the question. So, we are going to find the value of a and b because we are going to find z. Okay, in the Cartesian form. Then for the part B, we are going to determine the polar form of the Z. So after you understand the question, you need to choose the correct method to solve it. So what is the correct method to solve it? Since given us the equation, Z squared is 8 plus 6i. We need to substitute Z equal to a plus bi into this equation. Then we compare the real part and the imaginary part after we simplify it. For the part B, we need to write down in the polar form using the polar form formula. So that means we need to find out R and we need to find out the argument theta. After that, we need to show step by step in problem solving. That is our full set of the solution. You need to show it step by step. Don't jump the step. Okay. Then because for all the steps, they give you the marks. Okay. Finally, we will check using the symbol lab. Okay. So now let us try together. Madam show you the solution. Okay. Given us z equals a plus bi. Okay, we substitute a plus bi into this z. A plus bi all square equals to 8 plus 6i. Then a plus bi all square, it is a quadratic expansion. Okay, for those who are not able to do the quadratic expansion, you just write down in two bracket, then you expand it slowly. You get a square plus with abi. Expand like this. Plus with abi plus with b square I square equals to 8 plus 6i. Okay, for the left hand side, we need to gather them. For the real part, gather with the real part. For this I square equals to -1. Okay, so we will get a square minus b square plus with 2 abi plus abi is 2 abi. Yes, anyone want to talk to madam? Already on the mic. Okay, so now we just compare the real part with the real part. A square minus b square equals to 8. Then this one we label it as the first equation. After that, you compare the imaginary part with the imaginary part. 2ab equals to 6. Then b will equals to 6 over 2a equals to 3 over a. This one we label it as the second equation. Now we are going to solve equation 1 and 2 simultaneously to get the value of a and b. We need to substitute the second equation into the first equation. Okay, so a square minus b is 3 over a. All square equals to 8. This one we expand it. We will get a square minus 9 over a square equals to 8. Then we times with a square, we will get a to the power of 4 minus 9 equals to 8a square. Rearrange this equation, we will get minus 9 equal to 0. It will become the quadratic, okay, with the power of 4. Then we need to do the factorization. So for this one, we need to a to the power of 4 minus 8a square minus 9 equal to 0. Just now we get this equation. So we do the factorization. A square, 9 times 1, negative 9, then positive 1. Let these two factor equal to 0. A square minus 9 equal to 0. You get a square equals to negative 1. A square cannot have the negative values. So for this one, no solution. A square equals to 9. So A equals to plus minus 9. It is equal to plus minus 3. So we already get our value of A, that is plus minus 3. Then we need to find out the value B. So from the second equation just now, we have B equals to 3 over A. Okay, so when our A equals to 3, what is the value of B? Substitute the value of 3, you will get it is equal to 3 over 3 equals to 1. When our A equals to negative 3, B will equals to 3 over negative 3. That is equals to negative 1. So after you get the value of A and B, you need to write down in the form of the Cartesian. Okay, because the question for part A asks you to determine the values of Z. Okay, so A plus BI, Z equals to A plus BI. We need to write down our final answer as 3 plus I for the first answer. Then Z equals to negative 3 minus I as the final answer. Okay, so this is the method of solving to determine the Z in the Cartesian form. Class, okay or not? Can you follow?
Can.
Okay,
Okay.
good.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
if got
Yes,
any
ma'am.
question, you have to ask. Okay, now,
Madam.
good. So now we are going to check. Okay, so as Madam told you, we use the symbol lab for checking. So this is the guidance for you to use the symbol lab. Okay, please try to fully utilize these apps. Okay, so Madam show you the step by step. First of all, you go to Google search, you search for symbol lab. Okay, then for the symbol lab, you need to click on the solution. Okay, you follow the step by step. Then we will get the pre-calculus at here. Okay, find the pre-calculus, you click it, then you choose the complex numbers. Okay, hello, hello, hi, hello, hello, yes, Bunny. Ada masalah. Earphone. Saya ada pakai earphone Saya ada pakai. Ya, ya, ya. Ha. Oh, okay, okay. Saya tukar. Okay. Thank you, thank you. Okay, bye-bye. Sudah. Okay, so kan sudah dah settle. Everybody can hear me already, Okay. Okay, so we can continue our discussion now. Okay. Okay. Thank you. So we can continue our discussion. Okay, class, let us continue. So for the first one, we are going to determine the polar form. Okay, the formula is this one. Okay, we already determined the modulus z. Then we need to determine the argument of the z. So it is in which quadrant? You need to decide. Class 3 plus I. It is in which quadrant? Can anybody tell madam? It is in which quadrant? Hello. Oh, yeah. Okay, class. Again for this one. Okay, class. This z equals to 3 plus I. It is in which quadrant?
First quadrant.
First quadrant. Okay, first quadrant. So we apply this formula. Thank you. So arctangent B over A, we use a bracket. It is 1 over 3. Then you key in the value. Okay, in the calculator. Remember to set the mode in the radian. Okay, it is in the radian. So after you calculate, you get it is 0.322 radian. Okay, then for the argument of z, then finally you need to write down in the polar form to answer the question. R is 10, then cos theta is this one, 0.322 plus with I sine 0.322. Settle already. Okay, you will get the marks for the polar form for the first complex number. Next, we are going to find the polar form for the second complex number. This one, our very first step, we need to determine the R, the modulus z. It is modulus z equals to square root of A is negative 3 square plus with B is negative 1 square. It is equals to 10. Okay, then for the second step, we need to determine the argument z. So for the argument z, ask yourself, this one is in which quadrant? Okay, so class, it is in which quadrant?
Third quadrant.
Negative. Negative 3.
Third quadrant.
Yes, correct. Negative 3 is here, negative 1 is here. So it is in the third quadrant. Third quadrant, we apply this formula. It is arctangent B over A minus pi. Our B is negative 1, A is negative 3. Then you use the calculator to do the calculation. You get it is negative 2.820 radian. Then finally write down your answer in the polar form. So 10 cos negative 2.820 plus with I sine negative 2.820. Final answer will give you 1 mark. Okay, class, so remember to write down. Okay, so settle. Now we need to check our final answer using the symbol lab. Okay, same like just now. Madam asked you to go to the Google search for symbol lab. Then press the solution, choose the solution, pre-calculus for the complex number. Then choose the complex number. For the polar form, you just key in using this formula. Polar, you type polar, bracket 3, 1. Then you click the button go. Finally, you will get the final answer here. This is your final answer. Okay, so done for the technique of solving for the complex number. So that means we already finished doing our revision for the chapter 1. Okay, easy or not, class? Easy or not?
Easy, madam.
Yes, very easy. So the question almost same. The questions of the easy. Okay, the question of the PSPM for the complex number almost same. Okay, this is the first example that Madam show you. Later, after this slot, Madam will give you the exercise for the next slot. You have to read the question. You can see the pattern of the question. Then another exercise Madam will give you also same pattern the question. Okay, so you just master the technique of solving. Okay, so now let us look at the chapter 2. Chapter 2, we have 3 parts. Okay, basically we have 3 parts. For the first part is the basic equation. Involve the equation. Equation is got equal sign. Okay, then for the equation, we have three parts. Okay, 3 types. We know it as 3 types. Okay, 3 types. For the first one is about the indices. For the second one is the logarithms. Then for the third. From the analysis of the previous PSPM, you look at the table here. So every year will be tested the questions of indices. Okay, every year. For the logarithms, already 2 years do not test. Then for the third, it is alternate. Okay, for this year, all will contribute 11 marks for chapter 2. Okay, so Madam feel that we need to discuss all these 3 patterns of the questions. Okay, so let us look at the first one, equations of indices. Equations of indices, we have 3 methods to solve it. You just memorize it, 3 methods. Okay, so for the first method, when we have the same base, what is the same base? This is the example of the equation of the indices that same base. This 8, we can change it to become base 2. So the methods of solving very easy. We just change the 8 to become base 2. We have the same base. How to solve it? Since they are same base, we just equal the power, then we get the x. Okay, this is the first method. For the second method, when we have the different base, what is the different base? When you have the different value, okay, for the base that you cannot simplify already. Okay, so what is the method of solving? We need to log along the both side. We need to log along the both side. Then for the third method, it is the substitution method. Okay, this is the equation of the indices that we need to use the substitution method to solve it. Why we need to use the substitution method? Okay, because there are exponent 2x and exponent x in the equation. Actually, for this exponent 2x, you can rearrange it to become exponent x squared. It will become y squared if you let your exponent x become y. Okay, so this is the 3 methods that you need to remember when you are going to solve the equations of indices. Okay. So now we are going to master the technique of solving for the equation of indices. This question is the PSPM examination question for the session 2011 and 2012. Solve the equation of 3 to the power of 2x plus 1 minus 28, 3 to the power of x plus 9 equal to 0. So from the theory points of problem solving technique. Okay. Very first step, we need to understand the question. Ask yourself, what is the equation? It is indices, logarithm, or surd. Okay, so we know that it is indices. So from the notes just now, we have 3 methods to solve it. Which method that you are going to choose? Anybody can tell, madam? Which method that you are going to choose?
Substitution.
Yes, correct.
Substitution.
Yes, correct. Substitution. Okay, very easy. You just look at the equation, you do the comparison. It is a substitution. Okay, good. Now we look at the step of solving. First of all, we need to understand the question. It is the indices equation. Then for the second one, we need to choose the correct method to solve it. Okay, just now you already do the correct choice, okay, to choose the method 3, that is substitution, because there are 3 to the power of 2x and 3 to the power of x in the equation. This one. Okay, then we need to show our step of solving. After that, we use the symbol lab to check our answer. Okay, now let us do it together. For this one, 3 to the power of 2x plus 1, we can write down as 3 to the power of 2x times 3 to the power of 1. Okay, minus 28, 3 to the power of x plus 9 equal to 0. Okay, then for 3, we bring it to the front. 3 to the power of x all square minus 28, 3 to the power of x plus 9 equal to 0. Okay, then we use the substitution. We let y equals to 3 to the power of x. Then we will get 3y square minus 28y plus 9 equal to 0. Okay, then this one will become the quadratic equation already. We need to do the factorization. Quadratic equation, we have 2 factors. Okay, so this one is our 3y times y. Then to get 28, we need to take 3 times 9. 3 times 9 is 27. Then minus 1 minus 1. Minus 1 minus 9. Okay, so you get negative 1 times negative 9 become positive 9. Negative y times plus with negative 27, negative 28. Correct already. Now we need to let 2 factors equals to 0. Y minus 9 equal to 0. Okay, so you get y equals to 1 over 3. Another one is y equals to 9. The question asks us to get the value of x. Okay, the value of x. So don't stop at y here. You need to continue. Continue by finding the x. So just now we let y equals to 3 to the power of x. So 3 to the power of x equals to 1 over 3. Then index method, this one 3 to the power of negative 1, same base. This one go back to the method 1 already. We have the same base, so we equal the power, get the x. This one 3 to the power of x equals to 9. This one also method 1, where we can change the 9 to become 3 to the power of 2. They are same base, so equal the power. So x equal to negative 1, x equal to 2. Final answer is like this. Okay, then we can continue by checking our final answer. Use the symbol lab. Okay, for the indices equation, we go to symbol lab in the Google search. Also click on the solution. Algebra, you need to click on algebra. Then we choose the equation. Under the equation, we choose the exponential. Exponential also represent the indices. Okay, exponential also represent the indices. Then we key in our formula, same like the question. Then we click the button go. Very soon you will get your final answer like this. X equal to 2, x equals to negative 1. Okay, so later class you can refer to the notes and practice it again. Okay, the full set of the notes madam already post in the Telegram group. Okay, so you can get the notes and study. Okay, this is the first type of the equation. Now for the second type of the equation, it is the third equation. Third equation, we have the step of solving. Different equation have the different method to solve it. So class, you need to study and differentiate them. Okay, the step of solving for the equation of the third. For the step number 1, we need to squaring the both sides of the equation. After that, we finish solving the problem by isolating the variables to find the x. Then we need to check the answer by substituting the answer into the original equation. Only involve these 3 steps. Okay, you just need to remember it. Okay, now we are going to master the technique of the master the technique of solving the third equation. Okay, so for this question, it is the PSPM 2018 and 2019 question. Solve this equation. Ask yourself, what is this equation? It is logarithm, it is indices, or it is a surd. It is a surd, then you choose the correct method to solve it. Okay, so again, the POYA come out again. Okay, the POYA theories of solving problem. For the first step, we need to understand. So it is the equation of the surd. We need to plan, choose the correct method to solve it. Okay, since we have surd at one side, so we transpose the term to let one side with single surd to make our calculation more easy. Then we squaring the both side. We need to squaring the both side in order to eliminate the surd. Then we show the step by step in problem solving. Use the symbolic to check our answer. Okay, so our planning just now, we need to transpose. Okay, surd 6x plus 1 equals to 3 plus surd x. We transpose the negative surd x to the right hand side. After that, the next step, we need to squaring the both side. Remember the step of solving. Squaring the both side. For surd equation, we need to squaring the both side in order to cancel the surd and the square. So you get 6x plus 1. For this part, we do the quadratic expansion. 3 square is 9. 3 times 2, 6 x plus with surd and square eliminate, become x. After that, we rearrange the equation. The term with the surd x at one side. Then for the term without the surd, we move to the other side. So you get 6x minus x become 5x. 1 minus 9 become negative 8. Again, this equation have the surd. Okay, in order to eliminate the surd, we need to squaring the both side again. Squaring the both side again. Okay, expand it, you get 36x equal to this one. We expand it, you get 25x squared, then minus 80x plus with 64. Okay, you will get this equation. Then after that, we rearrange the equation in order to get the right hand side equal to 0. The right hand side equal to 0. So we rearrange them. You will get 25x squared. Then this one, 36x bring to the another side, you will get negative 36. So negative 116x plus 64 equal to 0. Okay, then we do the factorization. This is a quadratic equation. We need to do the factorization to get the value of x. You get 25x times x. Then this one is negative 16. 16 times with negative 4. Then you will get x equals to 16 over 25. X equals to 4. Okay, then for this equation of surd, we need to check the answer. Okay, we need to check the answer. So for checking the answer, we need to substitute our x equal to 16 over 25 into the original equation, into the equation in the question. Surd 6 times 16 over 25 plus 1 minus surd 16 over 25 equal to 3. Then we calculate this left hand side, you get 1.4. It is not equal to the right hand side. Left hand side not equal to the right hand side. So x equal to 16 over 25 is rejected. It is not the solution for this question. Okay, then we need to check when our x equal to 4. X equal to 4, substitute into the equation in the question. 6 times 4 plus 1 minus 4 equal to 3, the right hand side. Then you do the calculation, you get 25 minus 4 equals to 3. That is 5 minus 2 equals to 3. Then you get the right hand side equal to the left hand side.
Since the right hand side equal to left hand side, then you can make a conclusion. X equal to 4 is the answer. Is the answer. Okay. Now we are going to check our answer using the symbol lab. We search symbol lab in the Google, then click the solution, choose algebra like this one. The solution is here, class. The solution is here. Choose algebra. Then you need to click on the equation. Under the equation, we have the radical. Radical is represent the surd. Then we key in our questions. Okay, this is a equation of the surd in the question. Then we click the button go. Then this is the final answer. X equal to 4. Only got one answer. Okay. So class, for these apps, actually, it is very powerful. You can look at here. This one is the cheat sheets. Okay, this one. You can try to click here and you will find out. Here got so many formula, the rules of the logarithm for you. Okay, when you forget the rules of the logarithm, you can go to click on here. Then you will get the formula, the rules of the logarithm. Okay. So you already master the skill, the technique of solving for the equation of the surd. Now we are going to go to the third types of the equation. It is the logarithms. For the logarithms, we have the step of solving also. So class, please remember it. Okay, you have to memorize it. For the first step, we need to change the base of the equation in the form of logarithm with the same base. We get the same base first. Then to solve it, we have two methods. The first method is using the substitution. The second method is using the index form. Then we need to check our answer by substituting the answer into the original equation. Okay, like third equation just now, we need to check the final answer. Okay, now we are going to master the technique of solving for the equation of logarithms. Find the value of x which satisfy the equation log x base 9 equals to log x base 3 all square where the x is greater than 1, given us the condition already. This question is the PSPM 2013 and 2014. Okay, very simple question. So first of all, you look at the question, understand the question. We need to solve the equation. So that means we need to find out the value of x. What is this equation? It is a logarithmic equation. Okay, already studied the questions. Now we need to plan. Choose the correct method to solve it. Change the base because we have the different base. One is the base 9, another one is the base 3. Okay, we have the different base. So we need to change the base. Then we use the substitution method to solve it. After that, we show our step by step. Don't jump the step. Remember, don't jump the step. Then we use the symbol lab for checking. Okay, so class, let us do it together. Madam show you the step of solving. Change the base. We have the base 3, base 9. Depends on you. You want to choose it to become base 9 also can. Want to change it to become base 3 also can. For easy, we just change it to become base 3. Okay, log x base 3 over log 9 base 3 equal to log x base 3 all square. Okay, then after that, we can use the substitution to let our y equals to log x base 3. Okay, then you will get y equals to this one. 9 we can change it to become 3 square equals to y square. 3 this one 3 square here can bring that to the front of the log. Then log 3 base 3 is 1, so you get 2 only. Now the equation will become quadratic equation without the log already. We solve it using the quadratic method. 2y square equals to y. 2y square minus y equals to 0. Factorize y. 2y minus 1 equal to 0. Y equals to 0. Another one is 2y minus 1 equals to 0. Y equals to 1 or 2. Okay. not yet finished our solution because we are going to get the value of x. We are going to get the value of x, not the value of y. Substitute it back. Okay. Log x base 3 equals to 0. X will equals to 3 to the power of 0. X equals to 1. Then next, log x base 3 equals to 1 over 2. X equals to 3 to the power of 1 over 2. Change log become the indices. So x equals to 3. X equals to 3. Then since the question given us the condition. The condition is x must greater than 1. Since given us x greater than 1, so our x equals to 3 is the answer, is the solution. Only got one answer. Okay, because the question already given us the condition. Okay, now we use the symbol lab to check the answer. Google search the symbol lab, choose solution here, choose algebra, then go to equation. Under the equation, we choose the logarithmic. Then we key in our equation, the questions, okay? From the question, then we click the button go. The answer will be shown, okay? Because this one, madam do not set the condition. So given us x equals to 1. Then you need to read the question and understand the question. The question don't want negative equal to 1, must greater than 1. Okay, so now we finished learning the subtopic of basic equation. Okay, basic equation, we have 3 parts: indices, surd, and logarithmic. Okay, now for the next, this is the third part of slot 7. That is the basic inequalities. Basic inequalities. Okay, from the analysis of the previous PSPM questions, for the inequalities, almost every year will be asked, okay, this subtopic. Then, for the basic inequalities, madam categorized it in the linear and non-linear for us to understand the methods of solving easily. For the linear, it is very simple inequality. We have like this, the example, x plus 9 greater than 4, 3x minus 8 less than 4. Very simple, very simple. So we know it as the linear inequality. Then for the non-linear inequality, madam categorized it when we have the quadratic. Okay, 2x squared minus x less than 6. Madam categorize it under the non-linear, and also the fraction, involve the fraction. Madam also categorize it under the non-linear inequality. Okay, why we need to categorize them? Because we are going to solve it step by step. Okay, this is the step to solve the inequalities for the basic inequalities that do not involve the modulus, So you remember the 5 steps here. For the first step, check it is linear or non-linear. Okay, for the inequality that is given. Step 2, if it is linear inequality, we solve it directly. Straight away, we solve it. If it is non-linear, okay, blue color. Blue color is for non-linear. Go to step 3. For the step 3, we need to rearrange the right-hand side equal to 0. We arrange the inequality to let the right-hand side equal to 0. Step 4 is factorize until the simplest form. Factorize until the simplest form. That means we have this one. Factorize. We have 2 factor, 3 factor. Okay, like this. We need to factorize until we get the factors. Then we need to use the table of sign to determine the answer in the solution set or interval form. We stick to one method only, table of sign. Easy. You will not confuse. Okay, so now let us master the technique of solving for the basic inequality. Remember the 5 steps just now. Okay, now this question is the PSPM 2014 and 2015. The question is like that. Determine the solution set of the inequality 1 over 6 minus x less than 1 over x minus 1. Okay, class, for this inequality, you want to categorize it as the linear or non-linear? Class?
Non-linear.
Yes, correct.
Non-linear.
Good. Okay, non-linear because it is fraction. Thank you. So, our first step already done. It is a non-linear inequality. So, we need to choose the correct method to solve it. Go to the step 3. Rearrange the inequality to let the right-hand side equal to 0. Simplify and factorize until the simplest form. That means we will have all the factors with the inequality sign. Then the next is table of sign to get the final answer. Stick to one method enough. Okay, class? Now, then we need to show the step-by-step of solving. Don't jump the step, remember. Okay, then we use the symbol lab to check our answer. Okay, so now let us do it together. This one, our very first step, we need to rearrange this inequality to let the right-hand side equal to 0. This is the way how we rearrange the inequality to get the right-hand side equal to 0. After that, we need to find out the common denominator, 1 times x minus 1 minus 1 times 6 minus x over 6 minus x times with x minus 1 less than 0. Okay, next, for the numerator, we need to open the bracket. X minus 1 minus 6. Negative become positive x over 6 minus x, then x minus 1 less than 0. Then we need to simplify the numerator. X plus x become 2x. Negative 1, negative 6, it will become negative 7 over 6 minus x, x minus 1 less than 0. Okay, class, this one already simplest form or not? This one already simplest form?
Yes.
Yes, we have two
Yes.
factor. Good. Okay, already simplest form. We don't need to do anything already. So our last step is we need to use the table of sign to solve it. Before we use the table of sign, we need to let these three factor equal to 0 to find out the value of x. So 2x minus 7 equal to 0. X will equal to 7 over 2. Then the second factor is 6 minus x equal to 0. X equal to 6. Next is x minus 1 equal to 0. X equal to 1. Okay, class, do you know why madam going to find the value of x? Because we are going to use the table of sign. Okay, for the table of sign, actually above here is our number line. Okay, we have 1, 6, 7 over 2. So we need to arrange this number of x on the number line. We have the negative value until here is the positive value. The number if keep on increasing, this one is the 0. Okay, so you assume that you have a number line here. So 1 is here. This one x equal to 1. Then this one x equal to 6. Then this one no 6. 7 over 2 is in the middle. Okay, this one is x equal to 7 over 2. Then this one is x equal to 6. Okay, this one is our number line already. Okay, so now we combine them to become a table. Okay, we combine them to become a table. This one, not enough. This one. We form a table. This is the way how we form the table of sign. Then this one, we need to write down the interval. This one is the negative infinity. This one is the positive infinity. Then here, for the first column here, we all put the bracket, open bracket. So from negative infinity until 1, This one 1 until 7 over 2. Then 7 over 2 until 6. Very ugly, yeah? Then 6 until positive infinity. Okay. After that, for the first column, this one is the first row. Okay, sorry. Then for the first column here, we write down the factor 2x minus 7. Next is 6 minus x, all the factor that we have in the inequality. Then x minus 1. Okay, like this. Okay, then now we need to put the plus minus sign. So for the plus minus sign, you can choose any value in between here. Choose any value in between here. Okay, let's say Madam going to choose this one in between negative 1 and 1. Madam choose 0. Okay, you just substitute 0 into this factor. 2 times 0, 0. Then you get negative 7. Then if you choose, and we stick to 0, 6 minus 0 will become positive 6. Then 0 minus 1 will become negative. Negative, positive, you will get negative. Negative, negative, you will get positive here. Okay, next column for this one, in between 1 and 7 over 2. 7 over 2 is 3 point something, so we can choose the value 2 here. The value 2 substitute into here. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 minus 7, you will get negative here. Then 2 substitute into here. 6 minus 2 is positive 4. 2 substitute into here, you get 2 minus 1 is positive 1. So negative, positive, negative, negative, positive, negative. Next, for this one, we can choose the value 5. Okay, 5 substitute into here. 10 minus 7 is positive value. Then 6 minus 5 is positive 1. 5 minus 1 is positive 4. Okay, so positive, 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 positive. Okay, the last one here, we can choose 7, 8, 9, 10 also can. So if we choose 7, 2 times 7, 14. 14 minus 7 is 7, positive. 6 minus 7 is negative 1. Then 7 minus 1 is positive 6. So positive, negative, 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 positive, negative. Okay, so class, if you want to make sure your table of sign correct or not, you look at the last one, the last row here. The last row here, the sign is alternate. Positive, negative, positive, negative. Must alternate. Okay, now you want to choose the positive or negative sign. You want to choose positive or negative sign. How to check it? Okay. You look at the last inequality that you already write down the factor in the simplest form, or the step before you let all the factors equal to 0. You look at here. The sign here is less than. The sign here is less than. That means we need to choose the negative part. Okay. So our solution set, you write down the answer in the solution set. Solution set must be a square curly curve. X, where the X. Very easy to write down the solution set. Okay, here you write down X at here. This one is 7 over 2. This one is 1. Okay, then remember all the sign is to this side. All the sign is to this side. Okay, all the sign is to this side. Have the equal sign or not? No. Okay, this part done. Then to combine two answers, we will use union. Okay, to combine two answers. For this one, we have X, only one side. So go to this side. This one is go to this side. Greater than 6. This one is our solution set. Okay, so this is the final answer for our solution of the question number 5. Okay, class, understand how to solve it?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
madam.
Okay, thank you. So next we will continue to check the answer. So go to Symbol Lab, choose the solution. Then choose algebra, inequality for the linear. This one for us for the symbol lab, it is known still mention this one as the linear, but for our notes, we categorize it as the non-linear because of the method of solving. Okay, then this is the final answer. After you click the button go, it will give you the final answer in the solution set, in the decimal, in the interval notation. Okay, the three answer given you. Okay, so settle for the inequalities. Now is the last part for the slot 7. It is about the absolute values. Absolute values. So from the previous PSPM analysis for the absolute value, almost every year will come up. Only 2018 and 2009 rest for 1 year. Okay, so we need to pay attention for this part also. Okay, for the absolute value, we have 6 types of the absolute value. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For the first one is the open the modulus using the basic definition. When we open this modulus, we will get the positive x for the x is greater or equal to 0, negative x for the x is less than 0. This one you already learned it in the chapter 5. Okay, open the modulus, the function. Then for the second one is the modulus x equal to a. This one, when we are going to solve the equation of the modulus, we need to consider the positive a and also the negative a. Then for the 3, 4, 5, 6 is the modulus, the absolute value involve the inequality sign. Involve the inequality sign. Okay, so for this one, Madam going to teach you how to open the modulus for the inequality sign. Okay, let's say we have modulus x less than a. Okay, so when you open the modulus, okay, we need to copy down x is less than a, same, without the modulus. Less than sign is n, then x, we change the sign, just now is less than, so change the sign to become greater than. Once we change the sign, we need to add negative a. This is the way how we memorize it. Okay, so same for the equal. Okay, same for the equal. If we have the equal, okay, less than or equal a, same. We just copy down the same term without the modulus. Less than sign, remember it is n. Then change the sign, greater or equal, we need to add the negative a. We need to add the negative a. This is the way how Madam memorize it. Okay, Madam teach my student to memorize like this. Okay, so now, if for the modulus x greater than a, just now is less than, now is greater than a. Same, when we open the modulus, we just copy down, follow the same one, follow the same pattern. Greater sign, or. Okay, or. Then after that, we change the sign. Just now is greater than, now is less than. Once you change the sign, remember to add negative in front of the a. Okay, then same for the equal, greater or equal. If we have greater or equal, same, we just copy down the same one, follow the inequality without the modulus. Greater sign is or, then we change the sign. Once you change the sign, you need to add the negative in front of a. Okay, so this is the way how we open the modulus for the absolute value involved the inequality. Okay, so now that one just now Madam explained to you is for the 3, 4, 5, 6. The formula for the 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so now we are going to master the technique of solving for the absolute value. Okay, now this is the PSPM questions for session 2011-2012. Find the solution set of the inequality for the modulus x minus 3 over x plus 1 less than 2. So this one involve the absolute value, involve the inequality. Okay, solution set. Solution set, that means your answer must be in this pattern. Okay, class. So now you'll check, okay, this inequality with the types of the absolute value that we have learned just now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which one you are going to choose? If you do the comparison, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Class?
4.
Yes, correct. 4. We will choose the formula for number 4. Okay. So now we look at the theory process of solving questions. Okay. First, we need to understand it is a one-side modulus involved inequalities. Okay, inequality. Then we need to choose the correct method to solve it. We open the modulus, use the type number 4. If you don't want to memorize the 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, just remember how to open the modulus, same like Madam showed you just now. Then we need to show the step-by-step in the problem solving. Don't jump the step. Then we use the symbol lab to solve the problem. Okay, now Madam going to show you step by step. For this slot, you just input, you just absorb what is the technique of solving. For the slot number 7, we will try to practice. Okay, so for this one, we open the modulus. We use the method that Madam showed you just now. Okay, want to choose the what ink? What color of the ink? Choose light blue. Okay, so we open the modulus. We write down, copy down without the modulus, follow the same pattern. Okay, less than 2. Less than sign is n. Okay, less than sign is n. Then again, copy down the same. For this one, we need to change the sign. When you change the sign, become greater than, you remember to add the negative sign in front of the 2. Done already for open the modulus. For this part, you will get 1 mark. Okay, 1 mark. Okay, so now this one go back to the non-linear inequality. Do you remember the non-linear inequality, the step of solving? Step 3, start from the step 3. Rearrange the inequality to let the right-hand side equal to 0. Like this. This one also non-linear inequality. So we rearrange the inequality to let the right-hand side equal to 0. After that, we find the common denominator. 2 times with x plus 1 over x plus 1 less than 0. This one x minus 3 plus with 2 times with x plus 1 over x plus 1 greater than 0. Okay, now we need to simplify for the numerator. Do the expansion for negative 2 times with x plus 1, negative 2x minus 2 over x plus 1 less than 0. This one, x minus 3 plus with 2x plus 2 over x plus 1 greater than 0. Okay, then we need to simplify. We need to simplify them. Okay, next. We need to simplify. We will get negative x minus 5 over x plus 1 less than 0. And remember, we need to write down n at the in between the inequality because we will use it for our final answer. X plus 1 greater than 0. Now, already in the simplest form. Is it? So class, what is our next step?
Table of constant.
Table of plus minus sign. Table of sign. Okay, table of sign, correct. To get the final answer, we need to use the table of sign to help us to get the final answer. So we let all the factor equal to 0 because we are going to form the number line for the table of sign. X equals to negative 5, then x equals to negative 1. This one, 3x minus 1 equal to 0, x equal to 1 over 3. Then for this one is x plus 1 equal to 0, x equal to negative 1. Okay, class, now we need to form the number line. This one is the negative 5. Follow the sequence, negative 5 first, then come to negative 1, table of sign. Okay, then this one you can label it as negative infinity. This one is the positive infinity. For the first row here, all with an open bracket, negative infinity until negative 5, negative 5 until negative 1, negative 1 until positive infinity. Then for the first column, fill in this one, the factor from the inequality, x plus 1. Cross it. Okay, then for this one also same, we need to form the number line. Okay, follow the sequence, negative 1 first, then followed by 1 over 3 here. Then we have like this, our table of sign. This one line, join it. Okay, this one is negative infinity. This one is a positive infinity. Bracket for the first row. Negative infinity, negative 1 until 1 over 3, 1 over 3 until infinity. Then write down the factor from the inequality, x plus 1. Okay, now we need to check the sign. You need to check the sign. Okay. In between negative infinity, negative 5, madam choose negative 6. Then you check negative 6 become positive 6, minus 5 become positive 1. Negative 6 plus 1, you will get negative 5. Negative plus minus minus. This one in between negative 5, negative 1, we choose negative 2. Negative 2 become positive 2. Minus 5 become negative 3. Negative 2 plus 1, you will get negative 1. So negative, positive. This one in between negative and infinity, madam choose 0. So negative 0, this one you will get negative 5. 0 plus 1, positive. Negative, positive become negative. Okay, now you want to choose plus or minus sign. For this one, you need to check the inequality before you let all the factors equal to 0. This one, the inequality, the last inequality that you already write down in the simplest form. Okay, so less than sign, we choose negative sign. This one. So our final answer for this one, for this first inequality is negative infinity until negative 5. Then union with negative 1 until positive infinity. This one not yet our final answer. Okay, so you can write down in the interval form, never mind. Now, for this one, again, we need to check the sign. Okay, the sign. Now, for the sign, negative 1 until negative infinity, madam choose negative 2. So negative 6 minus 1, negative 7. Negative 2 plus 1, so negative 1. Negative become positive here. In between negative and positive value, we always choose 0. Easy for us to do the calculation. You get negative, positive. Negative, positive is a negative. Then in between 1 over 3 until infinity, we choose the value 2. So 6 minus 1, 5. Positive 5. Then 2 plus 1 is positive 3. Positive, positive, positive. Okay, now we are going to choose the negative or positive. We need to check the last inequality that we already factorized in the simplest form. This one, greater sign, so positive sign. Our final answer for this inequality is negative infinity until negative 1 and also 1 over 3 until positive infinity. Okay, now we have two final answers for two inequality. We need to combine them by considering the word n here. We need to combine them. N is the intersection part. How to intersect these two answer, we use the number line. So for the number line, we just draw the number line. Okay. For this number line, we have to include all the value of x. Okay, all the value of x, this one, -5, -1, -1, 1/3. Okay, so -5, -1, and 1/3. Okay, for our first final answer, just now we have -infinity until -5 union with -1 until +infinity. So our number line will start from -1, do not include until +infinity, then -5 until -infinity. Then for the another final answer from another inequality, this one, it is from -infinity until -1, then from 1/3 until +infinity. So you just draw your number line, 1/3 until +infinity, -1 until -infinity. Okay, because of the word and, we need to combine them. Word and, we need to combine them by finding the intersection part. The intersection part is the region that covered by the two line. The region covered by the two line. This is the intersection part. This one. And also this one. The region that covered by two answer. Okay. So our solution set, you need to answer the question. The question asks you to write down the solution set. So the solution set is a curly curve here. X. Okay. X, where the x is less than -5 and x is greater than 1/3. This is our final answer. Okay, you need to combine the two answers by considering the word and. Okay, so this is the symbol lab to check our final answer. Go to Google search, find the symbol lab, find the solution, the algebra for the inequalities, then find the absolute values. Okay, type our inequality from the questions, then you click the button go, you will get the final answer. Okay, this is the final answer that we get just now. Okay, same, correct already. Okay, so class, we already learned the absolute values, the technique to solve the absolute values. Then we have finished doing the revision for the chapter 2. Class, are you okay? Still okay or not?
Okay, madam.
Okay, tak excited. Sudah habis buat revision for chapter 1 and chapter 2. Sangat senang. Okay, so now let us look at the checklist. Okay, class, you need to tick in the box once you have mastered the answering skill. Okay, for this slot, we already learned about the complex number. Okay, for the complex number, we have the formula for the polar form. Already remember it. Then to get the polar form, we need to find the argument and also the modulus stack. Okay, this one done. Then for the second part, we learn about the equation, basic equation. We have three types of the basic equation. For the first one is about the indices. Indices, we have three methods to solve it. Same base, different base, and also the substitution. Then for the equation of the third, we need to squaring the both sides to eliminate the third. Then for the logarithm, we need to change to the same base. Change the base first, our very first step. Okay. Then for the third part is about the basic inequalities. Basic inequalities, we need to categorize them as a linear inequalities that we solve it, straight away solve it. Then for the non-linear inequalities, we have the 5 steps. We need to go to the step 3. We arrange to let the right-hand side equal to 0 first. Then we use the table of sign to solve it. Okay. This one is to motivate you. Okay. You already done the revision for the chapter 1 and chapter 2. For the last part is the absolute values. Okay, absolute values, we have the equation involve the absolute value, equation. So equation involve the absolute value like this, or equation involve the absolute value like this. Okay, this one. This one you can study it in our notes that Madam post in our channel Telegram. Our Telegram channel. Okay, then for the inequality involving the absolute value that we have learned it just now. Okay, so class, that's all for today. That's all for the slot 7. Thank you so much. Okay, so good night. See you next slot number 8.
Thank you, madam.
Okay,
Good night,
Thank
welcome.
you, madam.
Welcome.
Thank you. Good night.
Yeah,
Thank you, madam.
welcome.
Thank you.